Hey guys, Penadele here, and welcome back to Let's Play Kickle Cubicle. In the last episode, we started off, and in this episode, we're gonna do Fruitland. So our first level here in Fruitland isn't that difficult. You basically you only have to do one, but I like doing two just so I can get the fruit bags. Now, you want to be careful and avoid those spinners or spines. And you can put a pillar down to block them just in case. So that's pretty nice. Okay then. So we're gonna finish this one up. It's actually a little shorter. It's like one area shorter than Garden Land, so. Okay, this is not a particularly difficult level. You want to maybe block those guys in a bit just so that you don't have to deal with them. Put one behind you. Oftentimes they don't know, if you stay out of their line of view, they won't come after you and you won't get exploded. So that's pretty... Does anybody... Here, question for you viewers. Does anybody know what that fruit is supposed to be? It's green with, I guess, orange spots. I have seen it before in the grocery store, but I cannot for the life of me remember what it is, and Google has not been forthcoming. Okay, meet our newest enemy, Bonkers. He's a clown, not a bobcat. He will kick beach balls at you, obviously. Beach balls cannot be frozen, and they will kill you. So, you want to be careful. And, of course, Bonkers here does respawn. But if you're fast enough, you can get him, and we get these lovely video game cherries. So that's pretty nice. And we move along. And here we have a rather interesting one. These are cannons. These are, in fact, our first experience with cannons. Cannons cannot shoot through solid objects, which means they cannot shoot through ice blocks, ice pillars, or, as you see here, ice pops. So you can gather all the ice pops except the front ones without worrying about getting hit by the cannons. Don't go for the front ones, you'll regret it. And we get pineapples. Okay. And now we have this. Now, we'd already dealt, of course, with, what are these called? Springs. But now we really get to use them and, to do what we need. And it's really pretty easy. You just kick them up, get out of the way, and use them to build a bridge. Use the nozzles to build a bridge. And we get grapes. I like fruit for the most part. My favorite are Granny Smith apples, but I'm a little strange. I like tart food. Okay, so of course the first thing you want to do is sort of, watch out for that guy. Now, you can kick the ice cube the other way and, get things done, to run over the ice pops. But we're not going for score. I'm doing this to solve the puzzles and show off the game. So this is really much more about just completion. Now, with this one, you want to, of course, go around the circle in a, counterclockwise fashion, because otherwise you would get shot. But as you can see, their shots will not go through the ice pops. And one of these oranges is going to talk to us. Our palace was sunken into the ocean together with our princess. Poor princess. Kickle, please help her out. Sure thing. So, we got a sunken palace. And here we are. This introduces the cannon enemy. They will sort of waddle around and shoot cannonballs at you. Now the thing is, the cannonballs act like the bombs, except they don't move. You can't freeze the cannonballs. You can kick them, but you can't freeze them. You can freeze the cannon though, which is fairly nice. Come here. So, yeah, the easiest thing to do, of course, here is just keep freezing the noggles and kick them up as I'm showing. A lot of these early ones, there are various ways that you can actually solve them, as long as you do the right thing. Some of the later ones get really tricky. And we get peaches! Let's see. So, moving right along. But yes, I really enjoy this game. The earliest levels are pretty short, really. We're not doing too much. But, so if we push this guy, and then do that, and push that down, we get a 1-up. And then we can push this one. Oop, dang it. There we go. And we get this. And wait for the bomb to blow up, and get this last dream bag. And these guys are, I'm sure these are supposed to be watermelons. It can be hard to tell with NES graphics. So I played this game a lot as a kid. I'm not sure where I picked it up or heard of it, but I guess it looked interesting. I've always really enjoyed it, but it's, one of those that not everybody knows about. Okay, do not do what I did, running up between the noggles. It's just tempting fate. So, speaking of, that sort of thing, be careful that you do not get hit by the hammer. Because, if you do, there we go, you will get killed. The hammer, its arc is deadly. So we get more cherries. You will you will generally know when you're going to be talked to, because, among other things, the sprites are unique. We will never see another orange in Gardenland, if I remember correctly. And now we have this. And these Mr. Hooples are really just here to ruin your day. Unfortunately, if you kill them, they will respawn. But this is pretty basic. It's mostly teaching you to read where the blocks are going to end up when you do the sliding, so that you can learn to do circle sliding. So that was pretty easy. Yeah, there's a reason I'm doing these as, just doing these as full worlds right now. Now, here's one of the first times we really have to screw around with a hammer's orientation. And you could, of course, kick all the things and get the ice pops. But really, why bother? So we come up here, and something to remember is that Nogglehide, or slippery ice, cannot be broken by bombs. If they explode while on it, they will just explode, and the ice remains intact. Also, Mr. Hoople cannot walk across slippery ice. So now we've got some fun. First, I'm going to pick up the 1-up. Even though they are completely useless, I still like them because I'm that kind of weirdo. So, let's see. We can just be careful. Like, these guys will actually kill Noggles, too. So we can do this. And if we put that there... Hey, guys. Come back here. Yep. Like I said, there are all sorts of ways you can get to things. And, I just decided to do it that way. And strawberries. Very big strawberries. Let's see. So this next one. Now this one is to teach you basically that you can kick ice blocks while they are against. See, the ice block holds still for a moment while it is against the spring. So So if you kick it in the other direction, it will start bouncing between a different set of springs. That will be very important later. Seriously, what are these things? I know I've seen them before, but I did a search on YouTube, I looked through Wikipedia's entire catalog of citrus fruits. I'm pretty sure they're citrus fruits. Somebody please let me know in the comments. It's going to bother me forever until you do. So, okay, really? Fine. So, the first thing to do, of course, is, we kick that guy up there, and now we get to have some fun, and I'm going to block this guy in. So, we kick him that way, and now he's bouncing back and forth, and once he's on the other side, you kick the hammer up into his path. And there we go. More peaches. Yeah, see, every other set pretty much repeats, but that one that we did and the final one will not repeat. Okay, now you will be tempted generally because of the way we do things to start from the left and work your way right. Do not do that. What you want to do is pull that out, come down here, trap that guy there. You have to start with this right one, otherwise you just will wind up... Oh, crud. Well, that was stupid. I did it right and then ran in the wrong direction. Yeah, and this is something you will do no matter how good you are. You'll occasionally just have one of those moments when you screw up. So as I said, you have to pick, start with the right, and you get that guy in. Now, you pull that and stand over here. And you can either, you don't really need to do that. In fact, I really wouldn't. I kind of screwed it up, but you can come down here and pull him and just, ice pillar him in. Be careful that you are not moving forward when you do an ice pillar, because it won't work if you start trying to move into the space that you are trying to stick an ice pillar in. And that's the first one that might really give you trouble, because you might start with that first left one and you think, well, I just need to move faster so I can get out of the way before he, but you can't. So, this one is pretty straightforward. There isn't any real trick to it. It's just, you have to kick blocks to make bridges appear. Woof. You also want to really watch out for that Bonkers the Clown. Okay, and you can put an ice pillar down so that you don't have to deal anymore with any noggles that come from that side. And then you just stand here and keep shooting them. And put that there. Push him down and kill him. Okay, so we come this way. You want to kick... I always like to kick 2, just so that I am absolutely certain that everything is fine. Wait until he's there. You can just, put that there and come down here. Right. Now, if you put an ice pillar there, it forces the noggle to come out of the area, in the direction that you want. I could do it again, but the noggles are all going to come straight at me anyway, so, just be careful. You can change direction without actually moving by just tapping the control pad. You have to be careful, and of course, you see, we've never seen apples before in Fruitland, so we're finished. Yeah, these are going to be pretty short. Thank you, Kickle. Now the sunken palace is reappearing. Is the princess still safe and sound? Please, Kickle, beat the hateful monster. So yeah, we get to fight the next villain. And yeah. I don't know why, that doesn't usually shake nearly that bad. And so here we have all the bubbles. Because fruit has to do with bubbles, I don't know. And so we go into the palace. Yes, yes. And here is our newest villain, Piero, which is just basically Piero, which is the Japanese use that from French. It's a loan word, and the Japanese basically use it for clown. Now, he takes 4 hits. You see, he moves rather like Koke. Oof, good, good. But he has a second attack, which he may or may not show off. There we go. He will flip at you, and if he flips and if he lands on any of the balls, he will destroy them. Something to remember is that you can kick balls sideways. So if you're having trouble hitting him straight on, which sometimes you will, kick it into him from the side. And there he died, and I did that much better than I did last time. These really aren't that hard, but, you know, it's something you have to learn to do. So now we meet the Princess of Fruitland and her apple retainers, Princess Lutea. The palace is recovered. You are great, Kickle! You must still get back 2 palaces. Though I don't want you alone to fight the horrible monster. We have no one but you to rely upon. Please save them all. Yeah, apparently, well, you know, most of the Fantasy Kingdom doesn't really have arms or legs. So now we're in our 3rd world, Cake Land. Yes, the map is a giant fork. And here, but we're going to call it for now, so hold on one second. So, as I said, we're going to call it for now. Next time, I will go through Cake Land, and hopefully, you know, you will enjoy it. Thank you for joining me for Let's Play Kickle Cubicle, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good night. Goodbye.